The sun sets, the city sleeps, but for some, the night is just beginning. While most of us find comfort in the silence of the dark, there are those who discover that the night has its own predatory rhythm. Whether you're working a lonely night shift, exploring the digital abyss of the deep web, or simply sitting in your living room, the darkness is never truly empty. Tonight, we delve into 3 chilling stories that prove the shadows are watching, and sometimes they reach back. Welcome to the Midnight Files. Story 1: The Shadow in the Stream. I used to be an urban explorer, streaming my adventures live to a small but dedicated audience. My specialty was ghost hunting in locations with dark histories. One rainy Tuesday, I found myself inside the ruins of St. Jude's, a derelict psychiatric hospital that had been closed since the late 80s. The air was thick with the smell of mold and wet concrete. I had my phone mounted on a stabilizer, my face illuminated by the harsh white light of my headlamp. The live chat was scrolling fast. As I pushed open the rusted doors of the intensive care ward, the energy in the room shifted. My heart started racing for no reason. I focused on the camera, trying to keep my cool. "It's just an old building, guys," I whispered to my viewers. Suddenly, the chat went from casual to chaotic. "Look behind you! Run! There's someone in the doorway!" I laughed it off, thinking they were trying to prank the streamer. I even did a dramatic 360-degree turn with the camera. "See? Nothing but dust and shadows," I said. But the messages grew more desperate. One viewer, a regular who never joked, typed, "It's standing right in your shadow. Don't look back." Then my stream began to glitch, a digital distortion I'd never seen before. A single deep voice, distorted by static, seemed to whisper through my own phone's speakers. "I see them too." I froze. A sudden ice-cold breath hit the back of my neck, smelling like stagnant water and decay. I didn't look back. I dropped my gear and sprinted for the exit, guided only by the fading light of my phone. When I watched the replay later, I saw it. In the moments of digital distortion, a tall, impossibly thin figure with skin like gray parchment was standing inches behind me, its long fingers hovering just over my hair. It didn't have eyes, just 2 dark, weeping pits. I deleted my channel the next day. Story 2: The Non-Existent Address. Working as a late-night delivery driver in a rural county is a lesson in isolation. You get used to the long stretches of dark roads and the silence of the woods. But last October, I received a delivery request that still haunts my dreams. The order was for a simple large pizza, but the address was just a set of coordinates on the edge of a massive, state-protected forest. I followed the GPS until the paved road turned into gravel, and the gravel turned into a narrow dirt path. My headlights cut through the fog, revealing an ancient 3-story Victorian mansion that looked like it was being swallowed by the trees. No lights, no cars, just a heavy, suffocating silence. The app instructions were specific. Leave on the porch, do not knock, do not wait. As I stepped onto the rotting wooden porch, I heard a sound that made my skin crawl. It was chanting, low, rhythmic, and coming from deep within the house. It sounded like dozens of voices, all perfectly synchronized in a guttural, monotone hum. The language wasn't anything I recognized. It sounded ancient and sharp. I set the pizza down and pulled out my phone to take the required delivery photo. As the flash went off, the chanting stopped instantly. The silence that followed was even more terrifying. I heard a heavy bolt slide back, and the front door creaked open just an inch. Through that tiny gap, I saw a single milky white eye staring at me. No eyelid, no movement, just a cold, dead stare. I didn't wait for a tip. I scrambled back to my car, my tires spinning in the mud as I fled. When I reached the main road, I checked the app. The order was gone. No history, no customer name, no record of the payment. To this day, I still have that photo. In the reflection of the dark window next to the door, you can see dozens of pale, thin faces pressed against the glass, watching me walk away. Story 3. The Smart Home Witness. My wife and I are big on tech. Our house is fully automated. Smart lights, smart locks, and a voice-activated assistant in every room. We also have high-definition security cameras, mostly to keep an eye on our golden retriever while we're at work. We felt safe. We were wrong. A few weeks ago, at exactly 3:14 a.m., I was jolted awake by a voice. It wasn't my wife. It was the robotic, calm voice of our smart assistant in the hallway. "I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat the question?" I sat up, my heart thumping against my ribs. "Did you hear that?" I whispered to my wife. She nodded, her eyes wide with terror. Then the device spoke again. "Yes, they are both in the bedroom. They are still asleep." My blood turned to ice. It sounded like it was responding to someone standing right next to it. I grabbed my phone and opened the live feed for the hallway camera. The hallway was empty. The motion sensor lights hadn't even turned on. But then, I looked closer at the footage. There was a subtle distortion in the air, like heat rising from asphalt, standing directly in front of the smart device. The device spoke one last time. "He says he's coming in now." At that exact moment, the smart lock on our bedroom door clicked. The handle began to turn slowly. We screamed, and I threw my weight against the door, locking it manually just in time. We stayed like that until the sun came up. We never found any signs of a break-in, and the cameras showed no one entering or leaving. But when we checked the smart assistant's logs, the last recorded command wasn't a voice. It was a series of binary codes that, when translated, simply read, "Let us in." The technology we invite into our homes is designed to make our lives easier, but we often forget that every door we open can be used by something else to walk in. The night is long and the web is deep. Be careful what you listen to in the dark, and even more careful about what is listening to you. If you have a story that keeps you up at night, share it in the comments below. Your story might be the next one we archive. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Midnight Files. Stay safe and keep the lights on.